glaub, es war September und sowas nicht geplant. Da fällt aus dem Kalender sowas wie ein geschenkter Tag. Es war um kurz nach 13, da sieht er einen Blumenstrauß. Er konnte nicht dran vorbeigehen und räumt die ganze Bude aus. Und er ging zum nächsten Schutzmann und sagt, wollen Sie ein bisschen Liebe? Der sagt, kommen Sie mit, das kriegen wir hin, ich kenne da noch ein paar Tagediebe. Und der freundliche Schutzmann nimmt ihn mit in den Bau. Sie sagen, herzlich willkommen. Und er sagt, reiß mal die Fenster auf. Und was du gibst, ist was du kriegst. Ein geschenkter Tag. Was du gibst, ist was du kriegst.
Well, I think firstly, the concept I think is brilliant. And I think what I like about it is it's very much directed to real mountaineering, real kind of wandering in the hills, and is focused in that direction. I think it's a fantastic situation in the kind of near the Dolomites in a wonderful mountain area. And certainly what I've seen so far, firstly, is very impressive, the number of climbers who have come here. I've met lots of old friends, which is always nice. And then what we've done, I think, not just having lectures, but like today when we've gone out for a walk together in a group of people, just enjoying the beauty of these mountains. And I think, after all, that's what it's all about, as well as sitting and listening to people talking about it. So, no, very impressed.
We just did one walk, you just talked about it, it was the Chestnut Walk. First of all, how did you like it? And I witnessed that you were talking with many people that were just around about very common topics. What was it like for you?
It was interesting sharing the experience with a group of people from very different backgrounds, from different alpine countries, and talking about all kinds of things, not just climbing, but about politics, about the Südtirol and Südtirol politics, as well as climbing. So, and you're doing it. I think when you go for a walk with a group of people, you actually get to know them in a different kind of way than if you're just sitting in a room or in a bar or in an office environment. And so it was a delightful experience. I mean, and my only regret, but you can't complain about the weather, is that it would have been absolutely stunningly beautiful if there'd been a little bit more sunlight. But even so, it was very, very lovely.
We haven't talked about the friends you are meeting here at the RMS in Brixen. It's very many very good climbers and mountaineers right here. It's more or less like a mountaineer family talk for all those guys like you, like Hans Kammermann and like Reinhard Messner. What are you talking about with them?
Oh, usually talking about kind of catching up, really, kind of what have you been doing and what have I been doing, and with Reinhold, kind of a bit about our families and everything else. He's been to my home, I've been to his home. And so it's just, it's just really nice catching up with old friends.
And on the other hand, it's a meeting of generations right here at the IMS. We've got the younger generations like Alex Huber. We have got very young climbers here. What do you expect? What kind of share do you have when talking with them and getting in touch with them?
I haven't talked to any of the younger climbers here yet, because I haven't really met them. But Alex is a good friend, and of course he was working with Berghaus for some years, so I knew him well from that as well, and I've climbed with him. And we've all got the same things in common. We all love the mountains, and we have the same mountaineering experiences in common. And back home in England, where, yes, I know quite a few of the young climbers are doing very different things from what we did, say someone like Leo Holding, who's into very, very fast speed climbing, he's into base jumping and everything else. But the basic things of climbing, we've all got totally in common.
Well, mountaineering has changed in the last decades, we can't deny that. And I'd like to hear what you would like to do if you were a young mountaineer getting into it in these days.
It's very difficult to tell, actually, because I thank my lucky stars that I started when I did start, because I think my generation was extremely lucky. So little had been done back in the early 1950s, really, when you think of what it's like now. And it meant that I would say, as a mountaineer, I'm a good mountaineer, I'm a good rock climber. I'm not a genius, but you could actually do really good things as a good mountaineer. Today, the standard is so incredibly high. I think you've got to be that much better. But no doubt, if I, came, was 19 today, I'd be doing all the things that 19-year-olds are doing now. You would actually, because you would fit into that particular period.
Is there any project of the last years that impressed you much more than others?
God, I can't even think of what they all are, actually, because you lose touch almost.
So you are staying here for a couple of days right now. Is there anything you would like to do especially? Anybody you'd like to meet you haven't met before?
No, just catching up with old friends, and I think some of them, I don't know, for instance, Lynn Hill's a good friend of mine, and I'm not sure, I haven't checked out when she's going to arrive. I only hope that she arrives before I leave. And Doug Scott, of course, is a very close friend, and we live 6 miles apart, so we see a lot of each other and go climbing together. And we do overlap. He's coming, I think, tomorrow afternoon. So it's just great, seeing all these different people.
So it's great to have you here. Thank you very much for your time, and have fun.
Er zeigt den anderen Tagedieben eine Gegend wie gemalt. Sie springen über eine Mauer, da steht ihr Haus im Park. Und ein dicker grauer Mann liegt schnaufend auf einer Bank. Sie schreien, du brauchst Bewegung und wir gehen hier entlang. Sie springen von der Mauer auf den Fließband und fahren in die Fabrik. Und als sie wieder rausfahren, da kommen auch alle anderen mit. Und sie stürmen in den Festsaal, am Dirigent vorbei zur Band und schreien, ey, wir haben ein neues Lied dabei und wir wissen, dass ihr es kennt. Und was du gibst, ist was du kriegst. Ein Geschenk zu